Last month during Thanksgiving, I went through an extremely abrupt breakup. There was no argument, there was no fight, there was no conversation. My boyfriend had just left my things outside our Airbnb and told me he was leaving. We've been in no contact since, and it's been very hard, to say the least. At first, I couldn't help but wonder why. Why did he leave? Was it something I did? Was it something I said? Eventually, I just stopped wondering. Since then, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, going to church, and now it's New Year's. I obviously thought I'd be spending my New Year's completely differently. However, I thought it would be fitting to go back to the place that it all happened. The timing was almost perfect considering that today is New Year's Eve, and I actually happened to have the morning off of work, so I went all the way back, parked my car where I parked it when I was with him, and I walked the same route that I did when I was with him. It was really weird walking that route now, just because he's no longer there. It just felt different this time around for obvious reasons. I went back to the old car garage, I went back past the Airbnb, took a moment and looked at where he had left my bags. I'm gonna be very honest, I have never felt such abandonment in my whole life up until this point. And then I just continued walking. The night before the morning he actually left, I could already tell that the vibes were off. Earlier that day, we had gone to my uncle's house for Thanksgiving, and my dad actually had an accident there. That accident caused him to break his neck and go to the ER. I was the only one around when the accident actually happened, and so it was very traumatizing for me. I should probably make it clear that my dad is okay now, but my boyfriend had witnessed the aftermath of the accident as well as seen how distraught everybody was, including myself. Once we got back to the Airbnb after that, that's when it was kind of different. We weren't talking as much, he didn't want to do anything, and that night I walked this same exact path to go get food by myself. That morning he left was the morning right after my dad's accident, and that morning I got a text from my mom telling me that my dad was back in the hospital. So that day was very rough. It was like a double whammy, losing my boyfriend and then on the same day not knowing how my dad was going to pull through. Even now, a month later, I don't have any hate or ill feelings towards my ex. He never gave me a reason or an explanation, and I've had to go through healing without closure. And even though his actions and decision has hurt me deeply, I still don't think he's a bad guy. I choose to believe that he is a good person who made a hurtful choice. Going back and re-walking this route, doing all the same things that I did the night before and the morning of, this was my closure. This was my way of saying goodbye, really, because I also didn't get to do that either. Though I'll likely never understand, I am grateful for the time we did get to spend together. I also learned a lot through this experience. And my last stop through my whole walk was the place that we went for our first date. I took him here and showed him this beach, and we just talked for hours on the sand. I know for me I felt a real deep connection, but I guess this is life and things do happen, and not everything goes as you hope. Maybe one day we'll meet again, but for now, this is goodbye.